Here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. We're delighted to have you on season 2 opener with Radavie. This is Authentic Conversations presented by Transition Clarity. I'm your host, Adele Bernard, and my guest today is Radavie. And she has her book coming out soon, Awaken to the Inner Peace of the Midst of Chaos. She has helped over 2,000 clients break through the code of human conditioning and integrated their soul's fragments. She's ardently serves the divine spark within each of us. I'm so happy to have you on the show. People will be able to see more on your bio in the show notes. And I want to get right into this conversation because you speak my language. And I think it's so important for these times that we are really letting go of all of our conditioning, the things that we have to do, we must do, all those words that just no longer feed our soul. So welcome.
Oh, Adele, thank you so much for having me here. It's such a pleasure to be, I think you're my first podcast for 2024. So it's a delight to be here and with your audience. Thank you.
Well, thank you for saying yes, because like we tried getting it into 2023 and it just wasn't happening, right? And so as you and I both know, timing's everything, and how we perceive what we think is going to happen, right? Whether it's the conditioning or God or however you want to say it, they have their own timing.
Of course, we're not in charge. That's the thing. We need to recognize that, people need to recognize, and the reason why we're not in charge, so we can go into the conversation.
Right. So when did you start feeling that you had this gift to help people to clear their conditioning, to realign them to their purpose?
It's a good question because it started, I had no idea when I do my soul searching or my soul recall is that as a child, I was very withdrawn and very introverted, and I was different from the rest of my family. There were 10 of us, and I was different. And I didn't walk to the same march, but I was also very highly sensitive, and I was very wounded by my relationship with my mother, or my mother's relationship with me. That's, and one of the things that's coming to me to say now, we are as children, in a sense, we came in as the essence of our soul. And in that stage, we're nothing but love. And we're here to share our love and open to be in that place of love, getting it back. That's not how it happened with most of us. And so what I did, I closed down and walked away from my childhood. And so during a mystical moment, when I was in my late 30s, a mystical moment, my child, she was 10 years old. I don't know why she was 10, could have been much younger. She came and stood in front of me. And I said, I don't want to see you. I'm not connected to you. I really meant that because I walked away from my childhood. And she was there for 3 weeks. And there was a time when I really got angry with her. I said, just go. I don't want to see you. But after the 3 weeks, something in me said, I need to connect with her. And I did not know how to do that. So I went I didn't know what to do. So someone told me about this woman. I'm in a spiritual small group, but she's in a spiritual outer group from that, and that she did massage and other things. So I
Mhm.
called her and I said, I don't know, but I would like to connect with my inner child. And she says, oh, that's something that I do. So, oh, I opened my mouth. I had no idea people did that. It's really funny. But when I went to her, she said it will be very easy for you because you want to. But what she didn't know is that I had locked everything inside of me, and there's a major lock and key, and I'm not going to talk to anybody about it. Nobody knew about my childhood. And she said, I just want you to breathe and take a moment and see what comes up for you. Immediately something shut up. And I thought, she's, I don't know who this woman is. I have never talked about any of my childhood. And she wants me to tell her
Yeah.
another stranger. But maybe for about 20 minutes, about 20 minutes, is my soul saying to me, you came here for something, you can't leave without it. And I thought, okay, if this is what the question she asked me came up, I need to tell her. And when I shared it, oh my God, for the first time in my whole life of 30 odd, nearly 40 years,
Yeah.
hmm, it was like I had asked her for a glass of water. I thought, she didn't feel badly or really upset about what I told her that had hurt me so much.
Hmm.
But there's a key that happened when I shared, because I'm saying it for the first time in my life, I started to cry. And Spirit showed me, now you go home and do your own self healing. All you needed to do, and I'm telling your listeners to, you must connect your emotions with your memories. You
Yeah.
can't deny it, otherwise you deny your essence. Because that's what happened to me. So while I'm going through my self-healing, I began to really understand what human conditioning is. It was never language, it was never from a book, it was never from anywhere. Through my own healing, there was a knowingness it was coming, because that's part of what my soul's agreement was. And if we keep holding back the unexpressed stuff and pain and trauma and wounds that happened to us, we are blocking ourselves from evolving into why we're here on this planet.
Well, and I
And
so agree with what you're saying because um I know you're a little bit older than me and
probably lots older than you.
and and the times were different, especially where you lived in the world. Like some places you never would bring this up. And then other places would be like, they'd be more open to finding your inner child work or unbridling the chaos of what we call the conditioning, right? But I love the fact that you were like, I want to speak to my inner child. What does that mean? And you put that question out,
No.
and God
And
heard you and put you in front of this person to say, share with me. I see you. I hear you. I'm with you. And you were allowed to open up the little part of that gate to say, I'm safe. And I think that is so important these days, especially for people on this so-called spiritual journey,
you
right?
know,
Because I find people are saying, well, I'm spiritual. And I'm like, but you're not even connected to your body. You can't be spiritual if you're outside of your body.
absolutely. It's not a head talk. It's not a
Yeah,
head talk. It's a heart feeling.
right.
And and the beautiful thing about this is that had I not, and I think my soul is the one who did that mystical thing that showed me this my child. Because had I not gone through that self-healing, I could have missed out on the agreement that I had with my soul before I came into this lifetime. And
Okay.
I really feel that every human being has had an agreement. And it doesn't mean to go out there and do the same thing I do. It could simply be how to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
It could simply be to feel this love for your children that you probably never did before. It's up, and each one of these things are huge. And once it's right there, and once we do that, it unblocks something, and there's a sense of freedom, when we do that. So I know through my own life experience
Mm-hmm.
exactly how it is to break the code of the human conditioning. I know.
Well, and I so agree with everything you're saying, because I, as you just said, agreed that we come in with our own blueprint, and everyone's
Mhm.
blueprint is unique and dynamic to themselves. And it's like the old saying, show up as yourself because everyone else is taken. We have our own
I
blueprint
like
to
that.
live, right? And so
Yeah.
and then I can't, and I apologize, I can't remember who said this, but they said whoever is having children, especially in this time, they're stepping up in the biggest way to make the biggest transference that we can have on the earth. And I was like, what's that mean? Explain that. And he went in to say that because the children are being born with no conditioning, no baggage that we have brought in with our own lives, that those parents are saying, I want to be done with all this conditioning. So these kids are going to show me the mirror every day. And you know what I say? Hats off to
Totally, totally agree. The
you.
parents are going to have a heck of a time how to deal with these children. And the
Mhm.
old way of do as I say, but not what I do is done.
It's
These
done.
children, if there are parents like that, they're going to be turned around and get whipped by the behavior of these children.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and they're here to show the pure love and like the
Absolutely.
compassion that we are all moving into, right? And I mean, yes, this
Absolutely.
is 2024. It's a new year, but more importantly, it's a new time that we've never been. We've never been in the Aquarian age.
It's a new timeline, and it's a new timeline, and we have to, you know, we have to gently guide ourselves through it. All the
Right.
past of there is done, and yet we carry remnants of it. And so we must be aware that, I'm not feeling good today, or I'm in a bad mood, or I woke up with a bad feeling. Go get help. Or look, go deep inside. It's an
Yeah.
inside job. It's all an inside job. Yeah.
And I love that you said that, because um, even though I do similar work to you, I wouldn't say the same, but similar work of helping people find their inner truth, their inner light, is I'm like, when have you started looking at your inner light for a while? And I'm like, thanks. Right. So I started doing my daily pages again. And it's only the 4th of January. And I'm so glad I started in December, because I can't wait till what it's going to be unveiled. As we're only like I personally have only been doing it since Christmas Eve, and I'm seeing amazing awareness or ahas, and then it's like opening me up to bigger expansion. And I don't
Yeah.
know about you, but isn't it like we got to do the work first before the clients will come?
Exactly. I mean, like now I say I'm a I serve inner peace
Hmm.
guides. I could never do that if I had not known or lived from inner peace. I couldn't do that. You can come, you can read a book and you hear, oh, that sounds great. That's what I'd like to do. It's an inside job that you take from your heart and your devotion and compassion, and that's where you offer it. Because like Adele, I'm sure you'd agree with me. When you have gone through a pain of something that happened, let's say trauma wound,
Hmm.
you turn on have so much more compassion for the people you meet, because you know what it has been like.
Hmm.
And that is the soul, the spirit, the essence of our being never goes through anything that's painful. It's the conditioning that has that belief and that mindset of hurt and upset. And this is my belief. My belief should be that it shouldn't be that way. My belief is that, I'm in judgment and I'm hurt because of what you did to me. And so we're living from that place of conditioning. And there's no resolution in conditioning. And, I really do mean that. And so it's about coming back to unveil all of that conditioning and to connect with the essence of your being, which
Right.
they told me as a messenger, they are called divine spark. That's your spark of the divine. That's what we all are. And there's no difference between you, the listener, Adele, or me. We all have a similar spark. It's just the way in which our soul blueprint has come to experience life. So, and that's a
Yeah,
book.
and I like how you've been guided to be the divine spark, and I've been guided as the reflection of God,
They're beautiful. It's the same
right?
thing.
And so yeah, it is the same thing, but it's just like the little nuances of we all have that little nuance. Whatever your spark is, whatever the reflection is, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's for everyone to shine their brightest light in
That's
love and compassion
that's that's
and to
beautiful.
let go of the conditionings.
That's beautiful. And the thing is, too, I say that all our sparks are from the one flame
Hmm.
of God. So, there's no difference between this. And you said you're here to what is it? Reflect? I forgot the word of God.
Yeah,
To
I'm a reflect,
and
like,
it's
yeah, a reflection of
and
God.
it's so beautiful, a reflection of God, and that's beautiful because it's the same thing I'm doing with a different word, and of course your expression is different, but it's all about the sacredness of life,
Hmm.
and that's what we're here to do. To remember and go back to the innocence, and that to me, the innocence is the child before it was conditioned. So I want the listeners to just go back to when you were a little child. You didn't have language, you didn't know anything. Everything you saw was the dog was like, if the dog showed you love, you felt like that dog and I are one. I remember I met a little 3-year boy in the restaurant with his pregnant mom. And of course, I
Hmm.
love to talk to children. And he's 3 years old. And I'm chatting with him. So, what is it? Your mom going to have a little baby? And so he held his head down and he said, I have a brother. And I looked at the mother and she said, oh, he's talking about the dog. Now, he was at the age of innocence that he could not see the difference between the dog and himself. because he was in a place of innocence. And
See, that's so
it,
interesting. I took that a totally different way, that she was having a boy, that he was going to be
no,
a
it
big
was the
brother
dog.
to a boy.
So because he was the only child before she was pregnant, and the dog and dogs, as we know, is unconditional love. Dogs
Yes.
are amazing, and so it was a big dog too. It was a little dog, and so the
Yeah.
playing with the dog, he felt that love. I think it was the love that connected them both, and he felt that's my brother. It's love. It's that
Yeah.
love. And if
Yeah.
we got that unconditional love when we were growing up with, we're innocent, oh my God, we would be totally different human beings today. We wouldn't have to struggle through that to remember the essence of our being.
Right. Well, and I want to touch on the fact, like, you grew up in a big family. Um, you weren't like anyone else, right? And I can relate, because I, not that I grew up in a big family, but I was told many, many times that I beat it to my own drum. And I'm like, well, yeah, what other drum would you beat to, right? And so, um, so like, now that you're this spark of light, where does the family fit in? Have they come around to seeing that,
Well,
you,
well, you know, okay, half of them have passed away. And it's just like that. I'm 50 years old and so on. And I don't even talk much about the book I'm writing, except one brother, a younger brother. I feel his energy, so he's open. He's open
okay,
to that. But I don't keep talking about the book all the time. But I do not share that because the book I'm integrated with the book, and so when the book comes out, I will share with him. I'm not sure who else in the family I'm going to share with, because there are only four of us left, two girls and two boys, and I'm just in a state of freedom, Adele. I'm not
yeah,
here to please my family. I'm here to share love to whomever is available to receive it. And so I think you do too. When you
yeah.
reach a
Well,
place
and
of
that's
your
interesting.
essence,
It's interesting how you said that, because um, as much as we choose our family to be born into, to learn the lessons we need to learn, or to grow through, or to find that spark regardless, that doesn't mean that they are the best people to share the knowledge with, that
that's
we
right.
are learning.
That's right.
And
That's
there's a
right.
big distinction between that. It's like the people who aren't living in their body, or that don't have that spark, they're not going to realize that these are lessons of coming inward, of learning to love yourself first and foremost,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I know. That's right. And one of the things though that amazes me, as I said, I have gone back into my looking at my life, and I thought, what an amazing experiences I went through that had such a great value for me. Because if my soul is here to break the code of human conditioning, I had to know what conditioning is. I had to get the 2x4 knocks, you know? And I thought, oh my God, my mother was my first teacher.
Yeah.
And that's another long story about that with her and me after she passed. So, this for another time. And I'm so grateful because every experience, and Adele, maybe if you look at that to all your experiences, how much it has take you to the place you are now. And just recently, I said, maybe a week or so ago, I said, it has been a long way home. And I think, and
Exactly.
I woke up thinking, I'm home. I'm now home. What does that mean? Uh, I have finished my last, and my guides told me I finished my last agreement to write the book. Ooh. And so the book is, integrating with that and how I'm going to be of service in a way. And my soul is telling me there's many things that will shift, in
Hmm.
how, yeah. So that's a
Well, and
2024.
it's interesting because as you talk about the book, I get this sense or this feeling that whoever reads this book is going to shift with you in their own life.
Oh,
And I've heard a
mm,
lot of the spiritual teachers nowadays that are saying whether you listen to it or you read it, these words are going to change your conditioning. Was that your intention
I
with writing it?
I agree with you because I just want to tell you that these messages came. So I'm a messenger of the divine spark. I'm humbled by it. I'm really humbled by it. And I've been told many times by my guides, you're not alone in the book. We will bring the right people to you to help to complete the book, of which my husband is one of the right people who came to me. And they told me, your husband is here to help with the book. Because my husband was in project management before, and he wrote a very big book. So he knew the layout. And he
Mm-hmm.
comes from more of an intellectual mind. I come from the feeling side, but it doesn't mean he doesn't have intuition.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to me one day, Radavie, I'm not helping you with this book. The book is writing itself through me. And he said he has learned so much by putting the human conditioning. That's he didn't say those words, but I know. Put the human conditioning and the messages from the essence of our soul together. When he's seen them, there's a shift that happened with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that just shows that like you guys sound like you're pretty opposite, but yet can make a marriage work.
It's important to have contrast. Otherwise,
Yeah.
where are you going to learn? And it's beautiful to have contrast. And
Well, and they
and
like
us
they say that the like you're calling in that husband or wife or whatever, but remember they take over from your parents to poke every button you have, right?
that's right. If you have
And
any
you're like,
buttons left, trust me, it's going to happen. And it's okay, I'm being told because you can't go home with any baggage. You
right,
can't get to that place of your essence with any baggage because when you let go of the baggage, that's your absolute freedom. That's your freedom. You're free from any um, identification in the outer world. You can say, oh my God, that was horrible. Jesus, why did he do that? And continue in judgment. Those things go. You are aware, but you don't have an emotional entanglement with what you're aware of. For
right,
instance, in politics, you might have right and wrong, but it's not your business to make an opinion. You
right.
know, yes, it's not our business to look at the chaos in the outer world. And that's why my title is Awaken to Inner Peace in the Midst of Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So when you mind your own business, you are not in the outer world trying to fix everything. You just you just stay at peace and allow things to be as it is. Yeah.
Wow, that felt like a pause needed to happen there. And take that inner breath of of the essence of everything you're saying, of the inner peace of um yeah, the outside world is just a movie. Just let it play. Don't take it on. Just a movie. Let it go. Be turned into the essence of who you are, the spark of who you are to move forward. Not sure if we've frozen. Okay, well, I said the word pause and Zoom decided to pause us. So hopefully we this will go in pretty good. And if it's a repeat,
Perfect.
I don't apologize. So it's the way it is, it's the way it's gonna go. And this is all part of going into the essence, right? Like we were saying, take that pause, take that moment and say, am I in the movie or am I watching the movie? If we're in the movie, we're in the conditioning, we're in the chaos. If we're
I
watching
love
the
that.
movie, we're in our own
I
essence.
love that saying. I love that saying. Are you in the movie or are you watching it?
Yeah.
That is perfect.
Well, and it's my way of starting to realize, like, when I was in my own chaos, I was in the movie, I was acting in it, right? I was the actor rather than being the director. And we are the
Mhm.
director of our
Oh, I
lives
know.
and going through,
I
right?
know.
And as soon as we forget that, we're the director, all of a sudden we're on the stage and we're like, we're not supposed to be on the stage. We've now jumped into the chaos.
Well, the whole thing is we are the essence. Our divine spark is a light of our soul. We're awareness. The light, the light of our soul is awareness. And
Mhm.
when we are aware, we are not in a movie. In the sense of awareness, we are not in the movie. We are just being aware. That's all it is, to just be aware.
Yeah.
But you
Well,
had
and I
another
think,
nice way.
yeah, but isn't it the awareness of knowing our spark, knowing our light?
The light, yeah, the light, the light of awareness is our spark. That's exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And if we are not in the conditioned self, you the two places, either in our ego or in our divine heart. Two
Yeah.
places. There's not much for people to choose from. You're in your conditioning or you're in your divine heart. Which one? Which one do you choose? And if
I
you're in your
choose
divine
divine
heart,
heart.
yes, actually, the divine heart is not the physical heart. It's
No,
like your quantum heart. It's and that's where
it's
the,
the
the
oneness,
divine
right?
the divine spark told me that they dwell in the divine heart.
Right.
Yeah. So the light,
And like here, but here's another thought too, is when you're in your ego and the conditioning, and that's where the pain is, that's where the heartache is, that's where the trauma happens. And but in the
of course,
divine,
of course.
in the divine light of the essence of who you are, those are all illusions.
Yeah.
And yes, I might have sparked some people on this one, but that's okay.
But I see, Adele, I do see some value to having, I'm getting the word beaten up with the conditioning because, but it's not, you are not meant to stay in there and be a victim.
Yeah.
Once you learn and grow and evolve through that, there's so much value for you to understand and live from the contrast. Because the essence of who we are is so much different from all the trouble and the tribulations that we go through when we're conditioned.
Yeah.
And when you're living from the essence of your being, your divine self, you let go expectations. There's none. You live in the moment, and you're guided through different things. If I have expectation about something, let's say, I'm going to come and have this podcast with you,
Hmm.
and my Zoom, we pause and my Zoom bucked out. I could get really, really upset with that. It just is. Like you said, it is. Just is.
Yeah. Oh,
And we
yeah.
laugh, we
And,
laugh
and,
about it. Yes.
well, because if you don't laugh about it and you're not present with it, your mind can take you down a roller coaster that you just don't
Oh,
want to go.
oh, I
Right.
know that.
And so it was just like, I'm like, I think it's frozen. Is she frozen? I don't know. Well, I'm going to pause it. Okay. Well, then what happens? And then boom, you're back. Okay, let's keep going. Right. And it's like, it's really funny
You
because I was
know.
listening to a podcast yesterday, and he was saying, well, if everyone realizes that, the backgrounds are different, well, we had to get a different server. We had to get, like, they had a whole big thing that they had to change. I just had to put pause. Hey, right? Spirits got us. We're looked after. If we get out of our own egoic way. And that's the
Well, the
challenge,
whole
is because the conditioning keeps us in the mind. It keeps us in the conditioning until we stop and we breathe and we drop into the heart, which will connect us to the high heart of the consciousness, the love, the compassion. We're going to stay on the treadmill of the rat race and go, oh my gosh, I can't do this. This is crazy, blah, 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 blah.
and the thing about, to me, I've recognized too that living in the conditioned world, you expect everything to be perfect on the outside.
Yeah.
What do I mean by that? You are so conditioned every moment. Look at all the ads. Oh my God, I have a line. Oh my God, I have to go get surgery. Don't want to age, although I know I'm aging. I don't want to, I want to look good all the time. I want to wear the latest clothes. All we do is look at the material world in our
And that's
condition.
not what we're here for.
No.
We are here to be in oneness, in harmony, it doesn't matter the skin color, where you live, where you grew up, what you believe. We are all one.
And that's my passion, is to live from inner peace. And I mean, that has been years and years and years of desire about peace. And that is not from because of my childhood crap thing, nothing. It's about a soul feeling about the beauty of being alive, is to allow life to come through you, not at you.
Mm-hmm.
At you, you're beaten up with a lot of egoic judgment, but it's about life coming through us. And that's what we did, by the way, right here when
Mm-hmm.
when we froze. No, oh my God, I'm so sorry energy. Just life at that moment was coming through us.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have an opinion about anything. We just continued.
Yeah. That's what I
That's
call
a simple
the
little thing for the listeners to know. That's what I mean when I said life comes through you. No
yeah.
argument with what is. No argument.
For me, it was more like, okay, where's my buttons? What am I doing? Oh, right, because this is the first podcast I've had in
In
over a
the new
month, right?
year,
Because
yeah.
like I've closed off last year's season and I'm starting this one. And I'm like, where's my buttons? I haven't done one yet. Whoa. But it's okay. I was guided, and it was 1, 2, 3, let's go. And yeah. And that's the thing, right? Like we get so caught up in the conditioning and in the hustle and the bustle of the outer world. We forget how subtle and gentle and that the guidance is all the time. It's not only in our waking state, it's in our sleeping state, in that deeper awareness where our human bodies are doing its rest, that we can get so much stuff done because our soul just goes and does what it needs to do to prepare us for the next day, for the next week, and keeping us in the presence. Right? We can't worry about the past. That's done. The future hasn't shown up yet.
Well,
Let's be
right
in the
here in this
presence.
moment, the only thing that exists right now is that Adele, you and I are talking. That's
Mhm.
all. That's all. You're in the
And a
very
few extras,
moment.
right? Is any
Yes.
conversation only with two of us? No. We always have our extra guidance. We always have our extra.
Well, I know when things come through me, it bypassed my head, like you or anyone for that matter.
Yeah.
It's coming. We're coming from your essence, your source. The essence is part of source. So it's life is beautiful. It comes to a place where we realize it has been a sacred journey. But I understand if people don't see it because there was a time when I didn't know it either. That's a sacred journey.
Well,
To
and every
trust,
journey is unto yourself. Like you might have gone to that one person who opened up one gate. I go to different people that open up different gates. Other people might go get lost in the jungle for a while. Other people might hike the mountain. Like it's whatever your personal journey is to find that inner peace, to to step out of the chaos, to actually hear your divine speaking to you. And this is the important thing that I want to start 2024 with. And that's why I think the timing of you being on the show as my first guest of 2024 is divine. Because what
mm,
better way to start than opening up to our inner peace? Saying, thank you for the
beautiful.
chaos. Thank you for sharing. Or, and people are still in the chaos of the last few years. And we honor that position. We honor you for where you are in this journey. But know with the inner peace is the gift to flow through life, flow with the letting the conditioning go. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and to really live in inner peace, in looking at my own life's experience, you got to have the emotions connect with the pain of your memory
Yes.
because everything that happened to us have left imprints in our physical body. And when things come up, don't lock it away with food or alcohol or addictive behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Say there's something come up and I have to watch it because my body is saying it's time for me to take a good look at it. And if you don't, many times it creates illness because it's an energy that gets a heavier energy. You're a light body, heavier energy that gets stuck in the body. And
Mm-hmm.
many times illness is caused from energetic blocks, and those caused from your emotions and your experiences that has been left unresolved. So the first thing, we can't try to Say, okay, I'm going to be peaceful. I'm going to follow this and be in inner peace.
Hmm.
If you're saying that from your belief, I can tell you it won't last long. It will be in that moment, but you can't take it on to the next because you're only making a mental effort. You have to let go of that and feel more of an emptiness within you, more of an emptiness. And you will start to see the world in a whole different way. I've had so many clients who have told me, after they clear out a lot of their inner child wounds and their wounds from wherever it came from, they will tell me, I saw that person. I thought, somebody, time goes by, said, oh my God, that was where I used to be. They actually say that. And then when you say, I'm going to live, when you
So go
say,
back to inner peace, because we had to take that pregnant pause again.
so let's be in peace right now, in the inner peace. So I was saying that inner peace, as it says, inner is an inside job.
Hmm.
And never mind how you would love to be, because there are beautiful souls out there that are really being being bothered and being by the egoic mind. And they'll say, I really listened to Adele and Radavie and I want to be at peace. I'm going to do it. Unfortunately, it doesn't stay permanent because there are things inside that has been unresolved. And if you're feeling unhappy or you're searching on the outer world to find happiness and peace, you're going in the wrong direction.
Hmm.
It's an inside job. And so
Well,
inside,
it's, yep, go ahead.
and I know, and I'm feeling compassion because a lot of you are afraid to open up those wounds. Let me tell you, when you find someone who can help you, or you feel safe with someone,
Hmm.
or it comes up and you're alone and you don't know what to do with it, let the tears come. Let the crying come and just let it go. Man, it's the
Yeah.
best healing you'll ever do for yourself. Because trust me, you will feel better after that.
Yeah, and
So,
whether it's tears or screaming or writing it down and burning it, or like whatever your personal way of letting it go is, honor that.
yeah, that brings a memory to me. I remember once I was in my office, doing my work, and the phone rang, and it was my brother in Jamaica, because I'm from Jamaica.
Hmm.
Said, I just want to let you know that Valerie, which is my younger sister, had a very unfortunate death, right? Just unfortunate. And I think the shock of that, I put the phone down and I walked into my therapy room and I heard myself screaming. It came from somewhere other than my mind, but
Yeah.
it came through. And things like that, when your body is ready to release some emotions, don't hold on to it, please. Please don't do that. And I remember once after that, some weeks after, on my way home, and in the car, it just came up. The sadness for her just came up, and I started sobbing because it means that was there for me to release. So crying and releasing your wounds is one of the best gifts you could ever do for yourself.
Hmm.
Best gift.
Well, and I've known of other people, like how you and I were both, nope, that's locked away, the key's gone, no one's ever gonna open it. Someone shared with me that they started their healing by buying a special bear. It was their comfort bear. And
Oh,
they'd
yes.
have a comfort bear, and when they were feeling sad or things weren't going, it didn't mean it was deep dark stuff. It was just they shared their everything with their bear,
That is a very beautiful way
right?
because it's a comfort.
Mm-hmm.
The bear is a comfort. I have a little teddy bear to that somebody, a client gave me, and I hug it all the time because it's soft and squishy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so it's
It's
beautiful.
however you need to
Beautiful.
do to start the process to get it out. I think that's the biggest thing we can say through this whole conversation
Yes.
is let it out so you can find your inner peace. Because as long as you think it's locked up, it's holding you back from your biggest potential. And if I've learned
Absolutely.
anything for 2024, it is about stepping up into our light and the God essence of who we are into our fullest, most expanded being.
Yes. And I agree, Adele. And the more of us who can release some of those conditioning, do you know how enriched we have made humanity is? Because we're all of this collective. And the more of us that are feeling this sense of spirit,
Mm-hmm.
we are shifting. We
Mm-hmm.
are shifting humanity. We see all this fight and war somewhere. We think, oh, we're safe. We're not in it. We're part of the collective. We must never forget that.
Mm-hmm.
And the more we feel that sense, or send light over there, it works.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes,
I
it's,
agree.
yeah, let's not hold back anymore. It's, no,
Well, and it's even with people that I know here where I live in Calgary, and it was like they're saying, "Oh, the war and this," and I said, "Don't even go there." And they said, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "If you want to know about the war that's happening now, think about what we did to them here in Canada." They said, "We didn't do anything to the Ukrainians," and I go, "Really?
I know, I know.
Do you want to go
It's
look?
just
Do
that
you
it
want to go
was,
up? No, but go up to our mountains. Go and see the history. Go and see how we encamped them. We did, yeah." Know your own history before you start pointing fingers. Because you know what? Every one pointed finger out is four pointing back at you, right? And it's knowing the blessings of where you are in every moment. As they grow, you'll see more. And I was on a networking yesterday, and she's saying a short story of how this gentleman was asking people for a cigarette, and they were like, ignoring him, whatever. And then finally he got fed up. And when he asked this one couple for a cigarette and they ignored him, like he spit at them, like not, you right? And she was like, I was going to give him $75. And she says, I can't. He totally disrespected those people ignoring him, that he could not see the blessings that were coming to him. And I think we do this all the time, that the blessings are here, but we do something crazy that says, nope, you're not ready. That will
well,
be,
I
you
I
know
I understand, and what it is too is that when we live from our conditioned self, which is we're living from our beliefs and our ego, what people don't realize, it's what they're doing. It's all about me. If I don't get what I want, I'm miserable. Like the man that didn't get the cigarette, so he got upset because it's all about him. He expected that he asked for something and he would get it.
Hmm.
And so, in, yeah, so it's we and we don't realize how much that the truth of that is. We
Yep.
really think more about ourselves than everybody else because we're wrapped up in our misery, and that's what it, so, and I have compassion for anyone who is in that way because they are suffering and they're suffering and they're blocked out of their heart.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so
Totally agree. And I mean, that's the biggest thing too, is that, um, as you and I both know, working with our clients, we can't help anyone if we're not doing the work first,
that's
right?
right.
Like if I'm in my negative mind, like the world's like awful about, like, well, who's gonna come? Who wants to hear, a coach or a mentor or whatever talk, like agreeing
Complaining.
that everything sucks. Like it does, like that's not going to work, right? And so as we grow and we do our work and we are connected more and more, and I'm not saying we don't have our hiccups, like we're not God. um but we try to do our best every day of every moment to be in that essence and to be in that oneness and to be in the love and compassion that is so being called forth in this world, to be in the divine oneness that we are. You know,
And I hope there will be more of us in 2024 who are really open to that because my understanding is that there's more light coming in. And then
yes,
more, so the more light coming in, the more we're sensing more of a grace than the shadow darkness. So hopefully more of us will take that to heart. Like the divine spark, one of the messages they told me is that the deepest pain that they have is that their love cannot be shared in the world. And they repeated it. That's the deepest pain.
why can't it be shared in the world?
Their love. Because if we're living from our conditioned self, we're not living from our divine love self.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was like that you were the only one that could share their message, and I was like, okay, no, that's a different, yeah.
No, no,
I
that's
totally
a message
understand
they
what,
told me.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
they're
no,
telling me that's the deepest pain that they have is that their love can't be shared in the world. So their messages are in this, is in my book that people can read it too. They coincide a lot with the chapters on whatever it is I'm talking about. One of their message coincides with that, and they can see. Yeah, so their messages are very yearning.
very cool. So when do you expect the
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 book,
book to be out?
hopefully by November. We had a little hitch with where we had gone to get it done, and we a couple of days ago took it away. So we have someone else who's going to be doing it. So, I thought by now it would be done, but maybe by the end of January.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Or before that, I'm going to put you, Adele, on my list of people because I've been saving names of people that I want to, who would open to support me or pass the message on to other people about the book. So, yeah.
And
Mhm.
yeah, like I'll definitely, like, when you know it's out and stuff, I'll definitely, put a link out with this podcast
Yes.
that they can reach you and
Okay.
get the book. So as we're coming to an end of this beautiful conversation of enlightenment and openness and oneness of love, any final thoughts for the listeners? Anything that you're being
Oh,
told to share?
well, I just want to say that, nothing is not your fault. Nothing is wrong with you. We're just falsely trained. We are set into a program that took us off course. And, we can say, okay, my parents did it, the teachers did it, but ancestral, and it goes on and on and on. And where does it start? That's a very big question. But be it as it may, let's not look where it started. Look at where we can end it.
Yeah, it
Because
ends with
maybe
us.
you're here to listen to this and something in your soul tugs at you and say, you know what? It's time to walk away from all of that. It's not your fault. And people who are addicted to all kinds of stuff, it's not the addiction that's the problem. It's the reason why we became addicted because we want to cover over the pain. So
Yeah.
that's my
It's a different way of looking at the conditioning of we end up where we
compassionate.
are because of the
Yes,
conditioning that we were brought up in.
absolutely. My compassionate message to you is that we're all one together. And some of us are here to just remind each other. We're
Yes.
always reminding each other. Excuse me.
Well, and it's also beautiful for the reminder that we aren't alone.
I'm
We are
sorry.
all, that's okay. We are all together, and we as we need the reminder ourselves,
Oh,
we come in
yes.
together and we remind each other to say we're not alone. We are together. We are banding together in the love and the oneness, and yeah, what a beautiful podcast. What a beautiful way to start 2024.
I
I
know.
thank you, Radavie,
Thank you so
for
much,
coming
Adele.
on. Once again, her book, Awaken to the Inner Peace in the Mindset of Chaos. I'll be letting you know when it comes out. This is Authentic Conversations presented by Transition Clarity, and I'm your host, Adele Bernard. Have a good day.